Oh, fellas, how we all doing? It is game day, and I am so hyped. All the talk, all the hyping up, this and that, it is all over. It comes down to tonight. Carlton, Richmond get underway for their first games of 2022. What a first game, by the way. I'll talk about that a bit later on, but right now we're going to get into the actual review for Carlton versus Richmond. I am extremely hyped for this game. I did tip the Blues to win this one. I tip them every year in round one, and yep, I've lost my round one tip. For a straight decade, so that's always fun. But excuse me. It's going to be interesting, and I'm really excited. So excited to watch this game tonight. You know, as I mentioned just before, the talk's all over. It's time for action now. You know, actions speak louder than words. It's always been the saying. And tonight, I'm hoping we make our actions speak louder than words from Vossi and stuff who have said players are looking great, players are looking fit, which is fantastic. What every Carlton fan wants to hear. But we can't put aside the fact we're versing a very good Richmond side tonight. They're missing a few key players. Lambert, which I'm pretty happy about that he's missing. He's pretty decent, and can't fully remember the other two, but they're missing two more, one more key one. So, but of course, the main one who they have in, who seems to be in good condition. I didn't watch much of the community series between Hawthorn and Richmond, but that is big man Dusty. And, you know, Dusty loves showing up early. He loves just getting into the rhythm and all that. You know, I've been telling my mates and everything over the past few weeks that, you know what, I don't know how Dusty's gonna go. You know, maybe it might affect him a bit. I'm not trying to take a dig at him, of course, here, but maybe it might affect him a bit that, of course, he lost his dad. I think it was a couple months ago now. I think it was actually, it was in December. So a few months ago. And, look, and, like, obviously condolences to him and the family and all that. But I just feel like that could affect him tonight, you know? Like, maybe because I'm sure his dad would have been cheering him on most games, even though I believe he lived up in New Zealand. But still, you know, that could be a big factor for tonight. You know, as a Carlton fan, I want to say I hope he doesn't play well tonight. Otherwise, we're going to be in some trouble. I'm not going to say that I hope he doesn't play that, but I hope he plays bad because of what happened to his dad. That's just not on. I'm not going to say that at all. But let's just get into the sections of the ground. Let's start with we'll go to the defense, the Carlton defense against the Richmond forwards, because this is what I'm most concerned about. Like I said to my mates yesterday, I was like, but you know what, boys, on paper, if I'm gonna be entirely honest, I really feel like last year I would have said no. This year with Stewart, Chera, and Young's not even playing for us. I've been like, you know what? I reckon our list is better on paper. I seriously think our list is better on paper when you look at it, compared to Richmond. The only thing is Richmond have actually had success in the last 5 years. And that's the big one because, you know, I said as well, I was like, you know what, the two people I'm most scared about in that Richmond side come tonight, and that is Rewalt and Lynch. I am very, very scared of their forward line, and even I believe it's who's there? Anyways, they've got a third tall forward. I can't fully remember his name. I think it might be Soldo, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, and I'm very nervous going into tonight, as always. I'm nervous for every Carlton game, even if we're versing Gold Coast or North Melbourne or Hawthorn, etc., etc. Like, I'm just always nervous to see the boys play. But, you know what? We've had such high expectations, which I was praying we didn't. I hate it when we have high expectations because then everyone expects us yet again for, I believe this is, like, if you want to talk realistically, probably the second or third year people have expected us to make finals. So of course there's pressure on. There's pressure on Voss. You know, there's pressure on the players, pressure on the staff. Are they doing their job right? You know, pressure on the president who's in control of the entire club, who we've got a new one of too. Like, we have switched everything around for this year. And it's only a matter of time until we see some results. It's only a matter of time before we break the drought of the decade-long round one losing streak to Richmond. It's only a matter of time before we don't start 0-2, because we've started 0-2 for the last decade too. And starting 0-2, if you look at the facts and the stats, you're not likely to make finals if you start 0-2. Like, seriously, and I think 0-3 almost scratches you out automatically. Like, it doesn't, of course, because it's only 3 rounds into the AFL season, but just from what I've seen on the stats and stuff, it's poor, and all that, because tonight is a very big night for us. I believe this sets up our season right here. If we win, if we beat the Tigers tonight, end the losing streak, end the 0-2 run, of course, if we win tonight, then you know what? I will be so much more confident. I cannot be, and I might be a little harsh here, but he's just coming from a really passionate Carlton supporter who has watched his team get absolutely just decimated for the last 15 years, right? And I'm 18. I started watching when I was obviously just a little kid. Really got into it when I was about 6, 7. But still, it is just so important tonight. I can't even express how important it is. I feel like it's going to be a close game. I feel like if Richmond get the job done, which I very much hope they don't, they're not going to blow us out of the park like they normally would. I believe the last 5, 6 years absolutely blown us out of the park by, I believe, 30 plus points, 25 plus points, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say. And it's going to be a time now where we really need to put the work in, because you know what, watching us play against Melbourne in Community Series, I've never been too hyped about it. Some guys are like, flag blues, this and that. I really hope they're joking. But you know what, was I a bit excited that we met Melbourne in the Community Series? Of course I was. Of course I was a bit excited, because maybe the work is actually being put in the same time, though. You got to remember, it is a Community Series match. It's a practice match. And you need, and they weren't putting in 100% because they just beat the Doggies last night by, 20 plus points, I believe. But anyways, tonight's tonight. Now we're going to stop mambling. We're actually going to get into positions here. Look, now, defense versus attack in terms of Carlton. Our defense versus their attack is going to be interesting. I really wanted to see Lewis Young play tonight. I feel like he did pretty well in the Community Series, and I was like, you know what, he might be a good replacement for Jones. Who knows? But he's not even playing tonight. McGovern, very interested to see. Quick shout out to Voss. He won't watch this. He won't see this video, but thank you, Lord, for not playing Plowman tonight. Oh my God, my prayers have actually been answered. Anyone who knows me personally, maybe even I've said it quite a bit on YouTube, that I'm not a fan of Plowman whatsoever. Never have, never will be, probably. So I'm very happy he has been completely just ditched from the team tonight. Not even on the emergencies, none of that. So that makes me very, very happy. Now, who else are we talking about in the defense? Look, we've got Sard and Williams plays, I believe, halfback. So they're two interesting ones who tend to like to play off their man. And see, that can come in handy. It can come in handy, but it can also not come in handy when you get caught on counterattacks and then all of a sudden, bang, they've got an open goal 5 meters out or anything like that. All it takes is one clearance over the top of the players who have pushed up to the center of the ground to Richmond's 50, and all of a sudden it's like a 5-on-2, 5-on-1, 4-on-2, like something like that, So I'm really hoping Sard and Williams would have copped a bit of an earful from Voss, just saying, hey boys, you know what, you need to play man-to-man. It's fine, sometimes Sardi going through the middle of the ground, because I know he loves to do that, getting a quick 1-2, and then bombing it inside 50. That's totally okay. Get some possession for us, boot it inside 50, a chance for a mark, and a chance for a shot at goal, and to get a score on the board, but like I said, he needs to stay in position majority of the time, because I know he's a big runner. He can run for days and days and days, right? But it doesn't really condemn the fact that he doesn't stay on his man. It doesn't make it any better. at all, because we need him to stay on his man. And next up, I'm going to talk about Williams. Now, Williams, I had high expectations for him when he joined us last year, like really high expectations. Oh, that was a flop. That was an absolute flop of expectations. Like, he wasn't terrible, but he was nowhere near as good as I thought he was going to be. Oh man, it's almost a bit hard to talk because I'm so nervous going into tonight. Like, seriously, like, I have talked so much about Carlton with my mates over the past 2 weeks. I've said, you know what, boys, this is probably, and we'll get into the midfield, the forwards actually next, but this is the year. Like, last year, I sure had some expectations, but this year, I'm actually going in confident. Like, last few years, sure, you can say I somewhat went in confident, but nowhere near as confident as I do this year. And why do I feel this confidence? Because, we added 2 players? You're damn right, that's exactly why I feel confident. The 2 midfield players who we really need, and they're both really good players. It's not like we picked up some randoms, like we picked up I don't even know, but anyways, we picked up 2 solid players. Chera, he's only 21, man. He's got a future ahead of him. He's a great player in my eyes. And Stewart, I believe he's a bit older, but he can still go. And we got them both from decent teams. Obviously Stewart came from Sydney. Chera came from Fremantle. And of course, if you want to add Lewis Young in there too, we got him from the Doggies. It's just, I don't know exactly how they're going to go, but I'll mention it again. The community series, they played amazing. Especially Stewart, I was most impressed with him. Probably in the entire match, apart from Cripper. He was definitely up there, without a doubt. Excuse me. Now let's talk about the forwards. The forwards, excuse me, oh my god. It's going to be make or break for us. We've got Durden, Jesus, always. I'm talking small forwards here. I mean, Jesus, if you want to count him as a tall, then add him to the talls. But Durden, always. I might even add Fisher. So Durden, always Fisher. I think that might be it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But most importantly, I'm excited to see how Durden goes. He kicked 2 against Melbourne, man. Like I said, I'm going to keep mentioning the fact that it was a community series match because you can't take that away from anything. But he still kicked 2 goals in 1 quarter. And against Melbourne's defense, it's not very easy to do that. So I'm very happy for him. And I reckon he can have a good game tonight. I reckon he might be the small forward we need. He's got big shoes to fill, considering the number on his back is got to be none other than number 19, worn by the famous Eddie Betts, one of the greatest small forwards of all time. And I'm just stressing about this forward line because they're not experienced. Their back line, I believe, is pretty experienced. Our forward line is not experienced at all. Always played, I think he actually played majority of the games last year, right? Durden, obviously, I don't even think he's ever played a game for Carlton. I think we legit just picked him up this year. And of course, Jesus. Jesus is a regular player for us. But, and, no, he's not playing tonight either. Is Jesse Motlop playing tonight, fellas? I don't think he is, so we got to scratch Jesse Motlop out of the picture there, which was kind of sucks. I was really intrigued to see how he would go tonight. I'll have to check the lineup again, but I don't think he's playing. So no getting hopes up there. But, their backs and our forwards, it's got to be interesting. Of course, we can't forget the 2 big men are finally back on the same pitch, same field, at the same time. Oh, God, thank you. Mackay and Charlie Curnow are back, and I'm so hyped to watch them tonight. My mate made a pretty good point to me last night. I do tend to agree with this just a little bit, that Charlie Curnow is one, marking contest away from doing another knee and retiring. And, as much as that sucks to hear, probably is kind of true. We hear that many knee reconstructions, this and that. It's at the point now where, seriously, if he lands awkwardly on one of his knees, he's gone again. He's completely gone again. it could be something little, and he's just completely gone again. And that's the most worrying sign for us going into tonight. Now, Mackay, I think, is fully fit. I think he's fully recovered. And I think he'll be fine tonight. I hope he'll bag a few. Just quickly back in the backline, something to really mention here is the fact that Sam Doherty, just bit of a round of applause for the absolute legend himself. I've got so much respect for Doc. I always have. Coming back from cancer is never easy to begin with, and then coming back as soon as he did just makes it so much more amazing and just such a good thing to see. Just in the entire footy world, I saw the AFL comments, even people from Collingwood, fans from Collingwood, Essendon, Sydney GWS, all the teams, just all getting around him saying it's so good to see the news about Doc, and I just, oh man, it melts my heart. It's honestly so good to see. And of course, Weed is back to... We have got a very strong team tonight. The only player that obviously we're missing that could be pretty obvious is, of course, Sam Walsh. And in saying Sam Walsh, we'll get into the midfield. This is make or break for us. The midfield is what we put the money in for. Chera, I believe Chera's going to be on the wing. Shua and Cripps are going to be the followers alongside Pidner and Ruck. Very interested to see how Pidner goes. I've never thought he's really been good enough, but unfortunately to the Cruiser injury last year, it was gone. We couldn't do anything about it. And I believe DeConning is on the bench, so we can always bring him on too. But it's going to be so interesting to see your matchups between like Cripps and Dusty, Shua and Prestia, I want to say. I'm not too sure who else actually plays these days in Richmond's forward midfield. And Chera, I'm most excited to see too. I'm so excited to see Chera play. He had a phenomenal game against Melbourne. And in the practice match, that's always going to boost someone's confidence if they play well, without a doubt, even if it is just a practice match. But, it's just going down now to, it's going to be midfield to win the game. And I'm really concerned because if we go 6 goals up in the third quarter, hypothetically, we go 6 goals up in the third quarter, I know for a fact the game is not even close to being over with our history. We cannot play 4 quarters. We couldn't play 4 quarters even in the Amy Community Series against Melbourne. They kicked, I think, 5 in a row on us. We were up by 42 points or 43 or something like that. We were up by 40 plus points at one stage during that match. And then we've let them kick 5 on us, and it just got ugly. And then we've just held on. So it's going to be so interesting to see tonight's match. I'm so excited. Seriously. I would love to do a watch-along for all you guys. Trust me, I would. But for round 1, I'm going to watch it with the family. I might do a little vlog or something just in my lounge room, and I'm doing some reactions to some stuff that happened. If you guys want to see that during the Richmond Carlton game. And yeah, really, that's really it, to be entirely honest, guys. There's not too much more to talk about. We've covered all aspects. We've covered the forward back line and the midfield. Where I think it's going to be won is going to be in the midfield for sure. Obviously, Dusty always scares me, no matter what. He always scares me. Is he going to be a favourite for Brownlow? I don't think so. I don't think Dusty will be up there. And round 1 might even prove whether he might be a candidate or not. We'll have to wait and see. But you know what? I'm going in tonight with a clear head. I'm obviously, no Carlton fan can go into tonight's match with a winning mentality, thinking we're gonna win this match, because you just don't know. And we can't physically say that. We haven't bet them in a decade at the MCG round 1. It is unbelievable. The only Carlton player present who got dropped, oh no, he didn't get dropped, he's injured, that got injured for the game tonight, that isn't playing, that's played for us when we beat Richmond round 1 in 2012, was Ed Kerno, and he is out with an injury tonight. But I don't feel like he'll be too big of a loss for us. It's just the pressure is high because if we start 0-1, I'm going to get all these doubts in my head already. I know I'm going to get all these doubts in my head because we face the Doggies next week. The Doggies aren't any easier. I can tell you that much. They don't make life easy for anyone. Like, do you see what Bev went off on Tom Morris the other day? Yesterday. At the press conference after the game. Like, he'll get fined for that. I don't think it was the right thing to do. He'll get fined for that. But anyways, guys, I'm probably going to leave it there. Go Blues. That's all I can really say. I don't have much to say. I don't even know how I've made you through to a 20-minute video talking about everything because I'm just so nervous for tonight. Especially, there's always extra nerves first game of the season. Always. I always get extra nerves first game of the season. It's not new. Always happens. And you know what? Tonight might just be the night. Who knows? We will wait and see. My prediction, if you want to go watch the prediction video, it will be here at the end of the video. But my prediction, I believe, was Carlton to win by 18 points, 3 goals, if I am correct. But anyways, I've tipped the Blues tonight. I've already missed out on the Doggies. I tipped the Doggies, so if the Blues can get up tonight, I'm basically back in the running with the tipping. Otherwise, I fall really far behind 0-2 in the tipping. But we're going to leave it there, guys. It's been your boy, Vinny XBL. I hope you guys... Oh my god, excuse me. I hope you guys are excited as I am for tonight's match. If you're a Carlton supporter, I'm with you, brother. I'm absolutely with you all the way. If you're a Richmond supporter, hey, good luck tonight, guys. And with that being said, it has been your boy, Vinny XBL. Go the Blues. There will be a review, of course, most likely tomorrow. Like whatever the result is, it will be tomorrow. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. I love you guys. Peace out. Make sure you drop a like, leave a sub if you're new. And if you're an AFL fan, I do AFL content too. I don't just do Carlton content. But yeah, that's me done for now. It's been your boy, Vinny XBL. Peace.